This is Ben Yokoyama and the Cookie of Doom, Book 1 of the Cookie Chronicles by Matthew Swanson and Robbie Bear. Okay, we are on to Chapter 8 and probably 9. We're in Ben Yokoyama and the Cookie of Doom, Book 1 in the Cookie Chronicles. Ben's dad walked into the kitchen with a gigantic smile. "Good morning, Sleepy Bones," said Ben's mom with her gigantic smile of her own. "Don't make any plans for tonight." "All right," she said with a face that meant, "Oh no, what important day did I forget? Also, this is for you." Ben's dad gave Ben's mom a purple flower he'd been hiding behind his back. Her oh no face changed to her melting rainbow face. "You shouldn't have," she said, but what she meant was, "You definitely should have, and I'm really glad you did." There was hugging and kissing, so Ben decided to fold some more origami. Then Ben's mom went off to do her morning things, but as she did, she glanced over at Ben with a face that meant, "Our conversation isn't over yet, mister." As soon as she was gone, Ben's dad turned to Ben and said, "Because it could be the last day of my life, I'm taking your mom out to dinner to celebrate our 9 years, 3 months, and 17-day anniversary." He was bubbly like a pot of water right when it starts to boil. There he is. Ben liked dinner. He couldn't understand why his dad seemed so excited about this one. "Great," said Ben. And then remembering, he asked, "Where did you go in the middle of the night?" "I went out to Whistling Reservoir and cleared away some bushes and weeds in the exact place where I asked your mom to marry me, so that I can take her there tonight after dinner and ask her to marry me again." Ben's dad looked proud, like he had just won a karate tournament. Ben had so many questions. "You cleared away bushes and weeds?" "Well, it wasn't so bad. The ground was soft. It had recently rained." Ben noticed that his dad's hands were kind of green. "In the middle of the night? It could be the last day of my life. There's no time to waste." Ben agreed with that part. "Why would you need to marry Mom again?" "I just need to. I just want to." Look at, he is right there, pulling weeds in the middle of the night. Probably people would think he was crazy. That made no sense to Ben either, but it clearly made a lot of sense to his dad, who continued to tell Ben the many details of what he and Ben's mom had eaten for dinner and dessert at an Italian restaurant called Luna Lupa on the night they got engaged. Well, while Ben's dad was talking, Ben's brain wandered off to think about what else he could add to his list. Look at his brain. But his dad was not done. "And as a surprise for your mom, I'm going to bring along the leftover piece of our wedding cake that I've been saving in the freezer for our 10-year anniversary. Because if this is the last day of my life, I'd hate to miss the chance to eat it." Uh-oh. Do you remember what he did? He ate it. All of a sudden, Ben's brain came sprinting right back. Uh-oh. Wanted. It's a wanted poster for a piece of cake. Chapter 9. Ben's dad went off to take a shower and his mom came back to the kitchen. Ben was torn. His dad had told him a secret, and his mom always said that keeping someone's secret was extremely important. But then Ben thought of what might happen when his dad discovered the cake was missing. Ben's mom also always said that sometimes you have to make difficult decisions. Ben made a decision. It was difficult. He told his mom about his dad's cake plans. First she said, "Aw," and then she said, "Ben," and then she said, "What are we going to do?" It was like being at the beach on a day with complicated weather. And there's the complicated weather. Swimming, but the wind blowing blows your umbrella. Eventually, Ben's mom settled into what Ben called her determined face, which was also the face she used when she was making pancakes or doing 3 months of bills all at one time. Do you see the determination in her eyes? People bake cake all the time, said Ben's mom. But what she really meant was, I have no idea how to bake a cake. They use ingredients and follow recipes, and at the end there is a cake, she said. But what she really meant was, I am a successful and self-confident person, but the idea of baking a cake makes me want to scream. Do you want to scream? Ben asked. What? No. Well, yes. Look at her, said Ben's mom, her determined face collapsing for just a moment into her extremely frustrated one. But then she stood up tall and said in a clear, strong voice that made Ben believe she meant it, No, Ben, I do not want to scream. I want to make a blueberry lemon buttermilk chiffon cake with Italian buttercream frosting. Will you help me? Yes! Ben liked his mom's triumphant face best of all. Great, said Ben's mom, but first we've got to get your dad out of the house. Right, said Ben, but how? Watch the master, she said. Ken, she called out in a voice that almost sounded like a lullaby. Watch the master. Yes, said Ben's dad, walking into the room with wet hair and a smile you might use on the first day of summer vacation. Ben's dad took really quick showers. Ben was glad that his dad's last day seemed to be going so well. He was determined to keep it that way. Ben's mom smiled at his dad, and his dad smiled back. She kept smiling like they were having a contest to see who could smile the longest. Ben's mom always won those kind of contests. I've been thinking, she said, and if today really is the last day of my life, what I really want is some double fudge banana frost ice cream. The kind we had on our very first date, said Ben's dad, as gleeful as if he were watching a parade of baby otters in tiny tuxedos. Exactly. But that was in West Bomford. Unfortunately, I think they only make it and sell it in West Bomford. But West Bomford is 3 hours away, and only if you drive really fast. Man, she's good at getting him to go there. 3 hours? Ben's dad was making his, but we really need to finish paying the 3 months of bills today face. I would do it in a second, but it could be, said Ben's mom with her see how sad I am face. The last day of your lives, said Ben's dad, the sad look warming his heart with like a blowtorch warms an ice cube. I know what I have to do. Ben's dad grabbed the keys and marched out into the garage. He drove the green car away. Ben's mom looked at Ben. Her determined face was back. Okay, she said, we have 6 hours. I'm going to near Alfredo's for blueberries and lemons. You stay here and vacuum the living room. There were 2 Alfredo supermarkets in town. One was nearby, the other was extremely far away. Okay, said Ben. His mom took the blue car and left. But Ben wanted to vacuum the living room. He really did, but because it was possibly the last day of Janet's life too, he had to let her know as soon as possible. And that is the end of Chapter 9.